Now I'd like to go into a bit of a visualization here as I do in all of my online training. So this time I'm gonna ask you to sit comfortably in a chair, everything uncrossed. We don't want meridians crossing, we don't want chakras crossing, we don't want energy paths crossing. So that's the reason why we ask you to sit, feet flat on the floor, hands uncrossed, whatever's comfortable, on the arms of the chair, held up, or just resting gently in your lap, just as long as everything is uncrossed. Take a nice deep breath in and out and in. And I want you to see yourself just standing on the nice sandy bank of a large river that maybe is near you. I'm going to use the Fraser River because that's a river near me. This Fraser River, it's a large river system that runs through our state or our province and gathering information, gathering water sources as it moves through the province. And sometimes it has to move through these skinny canyons and the water gets deep and rough and turbulent. And sometimes, as in the Vancouver area, the river splays out into a large delta and the river just meanders along, cautiously, carefully, in and out, undulating with great power and great flow behind it. So picture yourself standing on the riverbank of a great mighty river that maybe you have seen or visited at some time in your life. And I want you to see that there's no drama in the river. It just is. It has its limitations. It has its boundaries. And we are going to take a moment here and we're going to step into the river, to step in to understanding the own personal power, the own force, your own ability to create and move forward while holding within your own personal boundaries. So as you take a step in, feel the river rolling across your feet. You're probably not feeling a whole lot of force or pressure from the river yet, but continue to wade in. And the deeper you go, the more you can feel that force, that personal power of the river trying to move you. Now remember, you have moved into its boundaries. It has not moved into yours. So this is an example of the type of personal power, the type of self-esteem, the type of personal boundaries and personal responsibility we need to have for ourselves. The river is just the example, and aren't we lucky that we can visualize ourselves standing in the river and feeling that force without expectations. That force is just moving to us, and we have moved within that boundary. So keep moving, keep moving. Keep moving deeper and deeper into the river. And for our purposes here today, the river is not going to wash you away. You are quite safe. I want you to know that you are quite safe within the river. And we are here purely for the experience, to be able to sense for ourselves what that sense of power is. And even though we are now an object within that river, notice how the water comes and presses up against us. And instead of trying to push us over, it simply just splits and moves around us and joins again together once it's completed moving around us. So that's the example of the flow that we should all have when it comes to trying to obtain what we want for ourselves in our own life. We might have objects come in to try and block us, to try and stop us, to try and have us change directions. But it's within your own abilities to hold yourself responsible. It is within your own self-esteem that we have the personal power to accomplish what is important to us. And just stand there for a moment and just feel that river. And then when you've had your fill of the experience, and you have a mental and a physical understanding of what that personal power is about, I ask you to slowly walk back towards shore. Moving away from the river. And while you're standing on the sandy bank, yet again, allow that example to flow through you. Allow you to be the power held within the river. And when you're ready, you can slowly start to come back to us.